Okay. I Googled Batman is Illuminati's Antichrist. I'm sure this is where I first got it from. I mean, I've learned so much stuff from just bouncing off of one thing to another. I don't know why the Lord has showed me stuff, but he sure has.
Batman is in fact the Illuminati Antichrist masquerading as a superhero. Now, there is an important agenda for the satanic elite that are preparing the way for the Antichrist in our world today. They need to condition and mentally prepare the masses to perceive the coming Antichrist as a hero, as someone who's going to bring peace in a time of chaos. And with Batman, that is what they're doing. They're subconsciously programming the masses to love the coming Antichrist because the great majority of the world will embrace him. So the mind control is in operation today, and Batman plays a huge role in that. And I'm going to show you that in this video. We're going to look at a lot of evidence that points to him.
Now, we all know, most people I know embrace him. I'm just going to put it to you like that. Out of my friends, I just showed y'all in my Trump is the Antichrist video. He went to India, huge stadium. People were worshiping him. This one Indian guy, put a dot on Trump's head and had Trump written all over the wall of his house. They love him in Israel. They put him on a coin. So, and everybody right now is bowing down to this situation because remember, the word crown also means corona. And I told you, the rider on the white horse is receiving his corona, receiving his crown. And I'm going to show y'all plenty on that.
Being a Antichrist figure. So let's get right into it. Now, the first thing that we need to look at is Batman Volume 1 and Edition 666, actually entitled Batman in Bethlehem. And what you notice here is he even takes the character of the Antichrist, the third Batman claiming to be the Antichrist, returning to bring about Armageddon. So we see that in the comic book series, he has played the role of the Antichrist. And in Edition 666, that's what he's doing, because that's exactly what I'm telling you. He is the Antichrist masquerading as a superhero. Another thing that gives us proof, evidence that that's exactly what they're doing is the fact that he's called Batman. In the occult, if you do your research, you're going to find out that the bat is perceived as having supernatural powers. It drinks blood, and in satanic cults, they do rituals where they drink blood, and the Bible says there is life in the blood, and it tells you not to drink it because it's satanic and evil, but the occultists, the fallen people of the world who are into Satanism, they love to drink blood and they love to admire this creature. So obviously he is called Batman. Now, another interesting fact here is Gotham. If you study Batman, you know that that's the city that he protects. Did you know that the word Gotham actually means homestead where goats are kept? The home of goats? Why would that be important? Well, if you study the occult, you're going to find out that they worship the Baphomet, the goat-headed demon, which is a representation of Satan, Lucifer, the fallen angel. And also in the Holy Scriptures, we are told that goats represent the children of the devil. So here we have the Antichrist protecting God going on. But there is so much more evidence. Now, he even has an initiation to get within the League of Shadows. He's trained in martial arts and other forms of just fighting and all this stuff, so he becomes a hardcore ninja. But why is that important? Well, if you study the Illuminati, which the Illuminati is the secret society that is preparing the way for the Antichrist in the world today, they are a League of Shadows. They hide in the shadows. You have to get initiated to get within the group, and they teach you their theology and their lies and their doctrines. So it's fitting to see that when Batman began, he joined the League of Shadows. So there you go, more proof. Now, in The Dark Knight Rises, aka The Antichrist Rises, we see here, a fire will rise. Welcome to a world without rules. Now, why welcome to a world without rules? It's a new world, and one of the satanic credos that they follow is do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. They are looking for a world without rules because God brings the law and they are satanic, and their Antichrist wants to bring a world without rules. And that is why you see this hidden there at a subconscious level, programming the masses for the dark knight who rises. I mean, it's just blatantly in everyone's face here. Now, this shows us, this one is from the Dark Knight Rises, so the Antichrist rises, that Batman really is the Antichrist, or the Beast. And if you notice here, he has a wound to his head. So he's injured, he has a wound on his head, he's brought to the bottomless pit.
The abyss.
And he has to ascend out of the bottomless pit. Now, in the Holy Scriptures, we are told, and when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascendeth out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them and shall overcome and kill them. We are also told, and I saw...
Now, this is Satan's spirit to man coming out of the abyss, coming into man. So will enter Trump. If it hasn't already happened. If it hasn't already happened, then it will happen. Maybe either it's already happened, and that's when he took power, you know, because he's always... the elections aren't real, folks. I mean, come on. So either Satan entered him before then, or during then, I mean, he was inaugurated, maybe when he was inaugurated president. It was 70 years, 7 months, and 7 days after he was born. Or maybe it will be when he declares himself to be God standing in the holy place, or right before it or something. But anyway.
Saw one of his heads as if it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered at.
Yep, something's going to happen to him. Something's going to happen.
For the beast. Deadly wound on the head. He goes to the bottomless pit. He ascends out of the bottomless...
if something happens to him, then when he rises, okay, he'll come back to life with the spirit of Satan inside of him. And that's when he will declare himself to be God standing in the holy place. Got it.
To bring order in Gotham, to bring the new world order. And he is marveled by the goats, by the world. They all admire him for suffering his wound, sending out of the pit, and establishing a new order in the world. Now, if you're not getting this by now, I mean, there's just so much...
They won't. People won't.
We need to start praying for spiritual discernment. That's the issue here. Okay, now we're going to switch to a little bit of New World Order stuff. They're showing you how they're going to bring about this system in The Dark Knight Rises. Yep. Here you have Batman on the left, symbolizing one
Trump.
Side of the Antichrist, and you have the controlled opposition on the right side. Now, this character plays a figure who's controlled opposition. He's fighting against the police state system. I've talked about how the New World Order will come into existence. The elite, the powerful police force, and then there's these controlled oppositions who are going to instigate people to revolt and everything. They're revolting against the police. Now, both of these sides represent the same thing. They're both part of the elite. The best way to control your opposition is to lead it, and this is controlled up to the max. So what's going to happen is we're going to be faced with people coming out here, and they're going to appear like they're on the side of freedom, showing you how order using a demonic method. They call it method acting. Well, they never get out of character. Let's just hear about...
experience with Heath on the film was himself in the corner, like this. And then he would come up. I was laying there. And
okay, so he's talking about how Heath Ledger was channeling demons. That's pretty much, you know, everybody knew that. This is good. If you want it, just Google.
Antichrist returning to bring about Armageddon.
All right, let me go ahead on. And pause. All right, well, let's keep going. Donald Trump, the Antichrist. Donald Trump is Batman. When you go to Gematria and you key in Bruce Wayne, make sure that's in camera. Okay. I want to go up here and click it so you know that it's Bruce Wayne that just popped up live. You see the 1636 in Jewish Gematria. Rider on the white horse. 1636. Rider on the white horse. I've been telling y'all that Donald Trump is the rider on the white horse, and he's receiving his corona. Crown means, as soon as I knew, as soon as everything hit, I said it's a ritual event. He's receiving his corona. Spiritual discernment, Holy Spirit. Y'all have seen my post for years. You wonder why I post the truth about the Bible, not caring about losing friends. Yeah. CDC. I don't know where it is down here. I had to put it in a Word document and search the word bat. COVID-19 emergence from bats. From bats. They're telling you this is all theater. This is all staged. SARS, beta, coronavirus, MERS, CoV, SARS. All three of these had their origins in bats. 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 He's Batman. Everything you're seeing, not saying somebody's not sick, not saying, you're missing the point. Just because we haven't figured out exactly, because they're doing about 5 different things. Some of it they're doing with a new technology. Some of that new technology is in hospitals. It messes, I've been putting up posts, it messes with your ability to breathe. Put people on ventilators, they get zapped again. They're getting zapped while on the ventilator. They more than likely die once they go on a ventilator. Or do they not? I mean, I don't know. Sometimes they might not zap them. But, and when they test people, some stuff is on those test kits that is getting people ill. There's a lot going on, and that's why there's no certain information. But we all know that you would not shut down every country in the world for 0.01% of people dying. You just wouldn't do it. Because soon, you're not going to have any food on your shelves. Soon, you're not going to have police in the streets. So, it showed, sure enough showed, in Batman, Dark Knight Rises, them releasing the prisoners from the jail. Don't forget that. So, I don't have good news for you. I talk to people, they're like, yeah, I'm just trying to keep it light. I got other people, they won't answer the phone. They don't want to talk to me. You can't handle the truth. That scene had nothing to do, when Jack Nicholson said that, it had nothing to do with us not being able to accept the fact that Marines actually haze other Marines to make them tougher. Really? We can't handle that? Are you kidding me? They've been hazing. Hazing's been going on for eternity. We can't handle it? No, it wasn't what the scene was about, was it? Batman, Contagion. There he is. The Dark Knight. The Illuminati's Antichrist. This is smoking gun, folks. I mean, if you don't see it now, and a lot of you won't, because you don't have eyes to see and ears to hear, do you? It's not your fault if the good Lord doesn't give it to you. You think I figure all this stuff out on my own? Are you kidding me? I'm as dumb as a box of rocks, and y'all know it. Contagion is a Batman crossover storyline that ran through every Batman family series in 1996. Straight up. Been in the plan. Tower 1 falls at free fall speed into dust because jet fuel melted a beam. and a floor or two gives away, and that whole building can't support 2 floors. Come on, folks. You trust in your news, and Trump knew so many people didn't trust the news because there were so many of us out there. So we started going fake news, fake news, fake news. You're fake news. You're fake news. You're fake. He did that to suck a lot of people in, and now they got the QAnon thing. Like he's over here solving all these other things. Nah, he's just keeping his base nice and calm until they start killing 2 billion. The Bible literally says one was able to take away life from 1/4 of the earth. Read Revelation 6, rider on the white horse. Just showed you. That's who Trump is. He's Batman. Let's let him tell you in his own words. Let's let him tell you in his own words. Because this was staged. Everything's staged. Everything is theater. They put the truth out there cryptically in 1,000 different places. And the Lord, for some reason, chose me to be the one person to put all this stuff together. I have no idea why. And you don't either. But I ain't even going to say it. But because you know me well, there's a certain Bible verse that explains that. I'm not even going to quote it because you'll be going, oh, you're saying you're not accepted in your own town. You're not accepted with your own people. People that know me well, they can't accept it. Very few. Those of the narrow way that few find can. That's it. That's all that's meant to understand this stuff.
Yes.
Mr. Trump,
Yes.
are you Batman?
I am Batman.
That's it. Chicago, Trump ownership. Trump ownership is the one that put that video out. Trump ownership put that out. You don't think that was staged? He's telling you he's Batman. He's telling you he's the Illuminati's Antichrist. Bruce Wayne, it just came to you in gematria. Gematria is a 2,700-year-old language of converting numbers to letters. They got Jewish gematria, simple gematria, and English gematria. That's where I found out Donald Trump's name comes to 666. Don Drumpf. His family's name used to be Drumpf. D-R-U-M-P-F. But his name was changed to Trump so he could fulfill another Bible prophecy. Jesus said, I come in my Father's name and ye believe me not, but if one comes in his own name, him ye will believe. And Trump is Horn. Horn is Trump, little horn of Daniel 7. Folks, this stuff's too easy if the Holy Spirit gives it to you. I was spraying some stuff on my sheets. I always do because I got bitten a long time ago. And I just said, you know what, I'm spraying, what do they call it, the essential oils. And I was like, the movie Contagion, I bet you in the movie Contagion, they're watching a Batman or somebody's wearing a Batman shirt or something. I'm going to go search for that. I'm going to go search Batman reference in movie Contagion. And sure enough, came up with that. That was in the search. I was like, unbelievable. Here, from the movie The Dark Knight Rises.
We are not merely transferring power from one administration to another, or from one party to another, but we are transferring power from Washington, D.C., and giving it back to you, the people.
And we give it back to you, the people.
For too long, a small group in our nation's capital
Are corrupt.
has reaped the rewards of government,
The rich.
while the people have borne the cost.
Oppressors of generations who have kept you down with myths of opportunity.
The establishment protected itself, but not the citizens of our country.
And do you accept the resignation of all of these liars, of all the corrupt?
That all changes starting right here and right now, because this moment is your moment. It belongs to you.
None shall interfere. Do as you please.
January 20th, 2017 will be remembered as the day the people
The people
became the rulers of this nation again. The United States of America.
It will endure.
Batman is the Illuminati's Antichrist. Here you go again. Skull and Bones, the secret society. Y'all remember that? Skull and Bones, the secret society at Yale. By the way, Trump can't and cannot ask God for forgiveness. Never has.
He was so great. He would give a sermon, you never wanted to leave.
Never asked God
Sometimes
for
we have
forgiveness.
sermons,
And all these
every
people
once
think
in a while
he's
we
a
think
Christian
about leaving
guy.
a little early, right? Even though we're Christian.
Sure you are.
Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, Frank, would give a sermon. I'm telling you, I still
Can't
remember
tell he's
his
lying,
sermons.
can you?
It was unbelievable. And what he would do is he'd bring real life situations, modern day situations, into the sermon. And you could listen to him all day long. When you left the church,
Norman Vincent Peale, I'm not going to say one thing about him because I leave that out of all of my Facebook stuff. But he was in it. For y'all that know, Norman Vincent Peale, big time member. He wrote a book called The Power of Positive Thinking. That is about as satanic as you can get. That's that book Oprah pushed called The Secret. That if you think about it and think about it and think on it and put pictures up and look at pictures, that you'll be able to acquire these things. And it's demons that get it for you.
Disappointed that it was over. He was the greatest guy. And then, you know, he passed away, but he was a great. He wrote The Power of Positive Thinking, which is a great book.
But have you ever asked God for forgiveness?
I'm not sure I have. I just go and try and do a better job from there. I don't think so. I think if I do something wrong, I think I just try and make it right. I don't bring God into that picture. I don't.
Yeah. But you're a Christian, though. Come on, folks. Right? What was it I said that we were going to do? I said I needed to search something. Oh, I can't think of what it was. Maybe it'll come back to me. Skull and Bones. Bush and Kerry, Skull and Bones avoidance.
You were both in Skull and Bones, the secret society.
It's so secret we can't talk about it.
What does that mean for America? The conspiracy theorists are going to go
I'm
wild.
sure they are. I don't know. I haven't seen the rest.
Number 322.
First of all, he's not the nominee. And, look, I look
Are
forward.
you prepared to lose?
No, I'm not going to lose.
And he knew he wasn't.
You both were members of Skull and Bones, a secret society at Yale. What does that tell us?
Not much, because it's a secret.
Is there a secret handshake? Is there a secret code?
I wish there were something secret I could manifest.
322, secret number?
There are all kinds of secrets, Tim, but one thing is not a secret.
322 is that man now can see both. It's after they ate the apple. That's one of their favorite lines of the Bible. Because Satan gave man knowledge. And they love that. Skull and Bones. In the old Batman show, watch this. Bruce Wayne is Skull and Bones.
Good idea, this rehearsal. The ladies, such worthy causes. I personally favor Miss Natural Resources. I'd like to make her my own personal charity. All are worthy. Now you can say that again.
And that is Bruce Wayne.
Did you notice the womanizing? Same thing as, Trump was famous for.
Grandfather, Mrs. Cooper.
His great-grandfather.
I understand he was tapped for Skull and Bones.
Tapped for it? Sir, he founded Skull and Bones.
Can I pay this?
Oh, no, thank you. I have to watch my figure.
I quite understand.
How do we
Tapped for Skull and Bones. I was daydreaming, sorry, because I was thinking about making sure that I had all these pictures in there, and I do. Donald Trump always had his helicopter in The Celebrity Apprentice. calm before the storm. We're about to go through that. Rider on the White Horse, we did that. I want you to look. I was watching this last night. I was just watching this movie last night, and I was like, when he landed with that helicopter, he was telling you that he was Bruce Wayne, because Trump had the same, that he was Donald Trump. And look at the lady that steps out, a Melania lookalike. So, folks, you don't know how nefarious the kingdoms of this. Let's take it from the top. Ephesians 6:12. I did a long video on this the other day. It's not flesh and blood enemy. It's not people that are tricking you. It's principalities. It's powers. These people are demonically charged. Just like I'm in hope that it's the Holy Spirit that's moving through me, showing y'all all this, that they have powers, satanic powers from all the rituals that they do. And people think, oh, Trump's going to expose. Good grief. That was just to suck in a base. That's all that was for. That was to suck in his base. All it was for. They had you at get lost. I'm telling you straight up. They just had you. They had us all. What did I forget? What did I not show you? This. Knew there was something. The storm coming. I watched one of them. They do a whole storm montage, and I'm gonna look and close. This looks like one of my Facebook friends. It's a dear friend that I talk to about 5 times a week. And you know when you're watching this, RD. A guy looks like you, man. I'm sorry. All right. I haven't lost my sense of humor. Donald Trump, do you guys know what this represents? He says, do y'all know what this represents? Let me back it up a little bit more.
You guys know what this represents?
Tell us, sir.
Maybe it's the calm before the storm.
What's the storm?
Could be the calm before the storm. We have the world's great military people in this room. I will tell you that. And we'll have a great evening. Thank you all for coming.
What storm, Mr. President?
You'll find out.
Oh, you'll find out what storm's coming. Now, she's representing the people that are going to, act like they're going to go after the elites because he's an elite. Donald Trump is an elite. He is the elite of the elites. He's the one they've always been waiting for. That's why, whether it's the Queen, whether it's the Pope, I showed y'all. Ain't nobody that he hasn't seen. When Kanye West started breaking programming and started telling people on stage all these conspiracy theories and stuff, and they pulled him to the hospital, and I guarantee you they put him through electroshock. I guarantee you they put him through a lot of stuff. And who visited him? Trump did. Trump went to visit Kanye West. But let's go back to the coming storm that Trump just talked about with his military standing there.
There's a storm coming, Mr. Wayne. You and your friends better batten down the hatches. Because when it hits, you're all gonna wonder how you ever thought you could live so large and leave so little for the rest of us.
There's the prisoners being released. That's happening in parts right now. It will happen 1,000% at one point. They'll all be released. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. I guarantee it as much as I can guarantee anything that I can guarantee. I guarantee it. Every state penitentiary, because they won't have food to feed them. They're just going to let them out. So if you live near a prison, all right, I want to pause something, try to find it, but if I mess up and disconnect it, hope you enjoyed it. By the way, in the Batman movie, 322. Remember when they were at the football stadium? 322, Batman movie from Genesis 3:22. And the Lord God said, behold, the man is become as one of us to know good and evil, and now let us put forth his hand and to take of the tree of life and eat and live forever. So, yeah, and that's what they want to do. They're going to reach out and try to live forever, and that's what's coming. So, yeah. God, I had so much stuff in here. Let me pause it, though. Keep looking for what I'm looking for. All right. I found it in my email. Y'all, I've got like 500 stuff saved with Trump and New World Order and everything. The people that run this world, behind the scenes, this is what they do. That's what they do. You watch the movie Eyes Wide Shut, this is what they do. It ain't pretty.
I've spoken of 1,000 points of light. Dream and 1,000 points of light.
That's from Eyes Wide Shut also.
Well, I think our history is far from... You guys know what this represents? His star!
They're going to give you the coming storm montage.
A lot of people hated him because no war. The economy was doing great. Everybody was happy. A lot of people hated him because they were jealous.
This came out
as hell.
December 15th, 2018. This is the end game. Trump is part of the plan. Storm is coming.
The Trumps and the Clintons and how that might change.
There's a storm coming.
They tell you this in so many movies.
You guys know what this represents?
So many movies talk about a storm coming.
What storm, Mr. President?
You'll find out.
There's a storm coming, Mr. Wayne.
There is a storm coming! Like nothing you have ever seen!
It's exactly what the Bible says.
One of you is prepared for it!
Nope.
We are totally prepared. We're ready. We're as ready as anybody's ever been. And it looks to me, and it looks to a lot of very talented people that do this for a living, like this is going to be a storm that's going to be a very large one, far larger than we've seen in perhaps decades.
Look, this storm is gonna get worse. Look. Just look for a second.
Come on, everybody.
1 second.
Let's get going.
The storm is gonna get bad. It's gonna get really, really bad. You're not gonna be able to survive it.
Next to the White House tonight, President Trump raising new questions this evening after what he said during a photo op, summoning reporters, telling them this was the calm before the storm.
During a photo op in the White House dining room, President Trump made this puzzling comment.
You guys know what this represents? Well, maybe it's the calm before the storm.
What's the storming?
Could be the calm before the storm.
And now the president was asked again what he meant by calm before the storm, and he responded, "You'll find out."
But he says, we'll see. He'll let us know.
You know, I'll tell you, there is something that I wanted to say, because I was very honored.
There's
very
more
honored
movies.
when I heard that President
This wasn't
Bill
the
Clinton
best.
and Secretary...
This wasn't the best montage that I've saved. I think I've saved others that are better. Let's just go to the post and make sure I didn't mess anything up. I mean, leave something out. Are y'all seeing what I'm seeing? Because people that watched my video that Trump is the Antichrist, they knew that he's the Illuminati's Batman. Of course, I didn't give them that video at the beginning. I actually was just putting that to tape and was going to record this off of that, but I'm like, just roll with it. It's 3:03 a.m. Batman is the Illuminati's Antichrist. AC, hence Dark Knight Rises. Trump saying to the boy, asked if he was Batman. Dark Knight has risen. Blah, 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 blah. Watch my 2-hour documentary. Will the Lord sympathize? I called you. Suggest Dark Knight Rises 4K. Helicopter Melania lookalike comes out. I've shown you all that. Repent. World War III is coming. This virus came from a bat, right? There's the Trump versus Bain. We've showed y'all that. Coronavirus, SARS, bat. Straight from the CDC website. They've been yanking your chain from day one. Donald Trump, I am Batman. Batman's Illuminati. Yeah. And there's the one that we watched. That's pretty much it. Let me pause it for a second, see if there's something I've left out. Something that I'll regret. Be like, why didn't I show them that? Well, if you did not watch I Pet Goat 2, it was put out in 2012, and there's Trump sitting there with his hand signal. What Trump hand signal? Oh, the Trump hand signal. The one that even Keanu Reeves in the movie The Devil's Advocate filmed in Trump Tower. And you just got to go back. You got to go back and watch. You got to go back and watch Donald Trump is the Antichrist. It's an hour and 57 minutes that I did, but he's sitting there with that Donald Trump hand signal. And when Donald Trump sits like it, he doesn't even break stride. He doesn't even break stride. You get water dumped on him. He's giving you the chalice. One more thing. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, I found from a... There's another one. This might be the better montage.
So little for the rest.
You think I'm joking? Constantly demonizing.
Together they run the world.
The people.
For too long, a small group in our nation's capital
Are corrupt.
has reaped the reward.
A small group in our nation's capital. Let me make sure I get the storm coming montage.
We ignored the signs.
This is like a game. Like a kid's game.
What storm is the president?
You'll find out.
We ignored the signs.
See, they cryptically show you stuff in kids' videos, movies, like Contagion, you know.
You think you've seen war, but not like this.
Good grief. World War III. Yeah, I think we get the idea. See, first of all, the mark of the beast doesn't come till after that. Till after the war. It ain't no VAXX.
There is a storm coming.
I know y'all have seen this before, but I hope this is the montage that shows a lot of different ones.
And not a one of you is prepared for it. Think I'm crazy? Hey, I'm talking to you, Russell. Huh? Really? You think I'm a thief?
because he's having a moment. Some movie, I don't know. Never seen it.
Sleep well in your beds. This thing comes true. There ain't gonna be any more.
Jesus said to his disciples, "As it was in the days of Noah, so it will be at the coming of the Son of Man."
Okay, again, I thought it was the coming storm montage because I've seen it in one of them where it's just like nonstop. They take you from movie to movie to movie to movie to movie where they show you about the coming storm. I'll be doggone. It's Contagion. This came out November 30th, 2018. See, I've always known that these YouTube sites that tell you the truth are actually them telling you the truth. That's where I've learned most of my information, folks. They're giving you Contagion right there. How did they know?
No vaccine at this time.
How did they know? In my truth site. Well, I was hoping this was, maybe it's at the end. I don't know. Oh, there's a storm coming, storm coming, storm coming, storm coming, storm. Was hoping. Maybe Angel White had the storm coming montage. To show you how often it's been in movies. Yep. Let me vet it first. Make sure it doesn't have something to give something away. I say sadly because this whole thing's sad, man. I mean, I feel for y'all. The Lord's been preparing me for it, and I'm not even ready for it. I still want to go to a Gator game, but this is how the Lord he'll you got to hate your own life, he says, to be his disciple.
What did he just say?
He said there's a storm coming. Viano tormente.
What's it say? He said there's a storm coming.
There's a storm coming, Ari.
There's a storm coming.
There's a storm coming, Mr. Wayne.
There's a storm coming, brother.
There's a storm coming.
There's a storm coming, Dr. Suresh.
There's a storm coming.
There is a storm coming, a black and terrible storm.
There's a storm coming.
I sense there's a storm coming.
There's a storm coming.
Alice says there's a storm coming. There's a storm coming.
Storm's coming.
Storm coming soon.
Batman, Trump said it. Yep.
A storm is coming.
That was, okay, hang on.
A storm is coming.
There's a storm coming.
Storm's coming.
Storm coming soon.
A storm is coming, Frank says.
A storm is coming, Frank says. Folks, that's Donnie Darko, which I told y'all stands for Donald Darkness. And that's Donnie Darko saying a storm is coming. He says Frank says, because Frank in the movie is the satanic spirit that is inside of him. That'll be the freakiest movie you ever watch.
Storm is coming. Our storm.
Storm's coming.
Storm's coming.
Storm coming, man.
Now, I will tell you this. That one guy,
Storm coming soon.
A storm is coming, Frank says. A storm is coming.
he said our storm, and he's dressed in the same type of suit Batman wears, if you notice the Dark Knight outfit.
Our storm.
Storm's coming.
Storm's coming.
Storm coming, man.
Storm's coming.
Storm's coming.
Storm's coming.
The storm is coming.
There is a storm coming.
Hey, Cody, there's a storm coming.
The storm is coming.
There's a storm coming.
If you think all of these are not scripted, the one thing I forgot to show you when Donald Trump's the Antichrist, and I was so mad at me for leaving it out, I put it in the comments. Trackdown, Trump, build that wall to save everyone. Wanted to build that wall.
I want to switch gears. That's
just
a
to
good
show
humor
you
segue to this,
that this has all been the plan
online.
forever.
I don't even know how you guys dug this up.
I know.
How you didn't even know how you dug it up. CBS showed it to you. I refuse to watch it from a news channel because they're all.
I am the only one. Trust me.
Name's Trump.
I can build a wall around your homes that nothing will penetrate.
You're a liar, Trump.
They're not going to show you the scenes that I want to show you.
I alone can fix it.
He talked about the end of the world. Let's go. There's the full episode if y'all want to watch it. He gets shot at the end of the movie. Receives a deadly wound, but did live. The Antichrist does. This is all scripted back in 1959 because this has been the plan. What's about to take place, you got to understand. It's flesh and blood. It's not flesh and blood enemies. These are principalities. It's Ephesians 6:12. It is these people that are running this world, Trump on down, they are dealing with fallen angels. And it's the ghost in the machine. A computer's been... my theory is, you got to watch that the mark of the beast is the artificial intelligence.
I bring you a message. A message few of you will be able to believe. A message of great importance. A message I alone was able to read in the fires of the universe. But be not afraid, my friends. I also bring you the means with which to save yourselves. Save us from what? From the end of the world, friend.
End of the world, Trump.
Which I don't expect you to believe. But the rest of you, those who want to be alive tomorrow morning, I will tell you tonight. Remember that. Bring your friends here. I'll tell you tonight so that you will be able to prepare.
What are you selling, mister? Snake oil?
The world will come to a flaming end at midnight tonight. Without my help and knowledge, every one of you will be dead.
Got a name?
Trump.
I bet it fits.
Planning to remain in town for long?
Well, I understand I have until midnight.
And you've heard.
Yeah, I heard. Your name is Trump? All right, Sheriff.
Dr. Walter Trump. They're still not... This isn't the best one. I wonder if the CBS one's the best one.
We hear it over and over from investors.
I hate using CBS.
I
hate using the media.
When they were first
All right, I want to switch gears. That's a good humorous segue to this, which is getting a lot of attention online.
I don't even know how you guys dug this up.
I know, it's
yeah, because they have to tell you everything. That's why.
It was called Trackdown.
They cryptically show you everything.
It aired on CBS, I know. Right? And it features, this is true, it features a con man, and the con man's name is Trump. And that con man tries to justify building a wall. Roll the clip.
I am the only one. Trust me. I can build a wall around your homes that nothing will penetrate.
What do we do? How do we save ourselves?
You ask, how do you build that wall? You ask, and I'm here to tell you.
You're a liar, Trump.
What?
Like, even though I am the only one, which we are.
Yeah, whatever. Let's keep rolling.
There's a storm coming, Frank.
Storm coming, kids. Let's get inside.
None of this is an accident, is what I'm telling you. That's why I showed you the Trump thing.
Storm's coming.
Oh, you all better get your umbrellas out because there's a storm coming. Come on, Jordan, give it to him. There's a storm coming.
I get rid of that? Oh, well. Our girl at Really Graceful. Who is that girl?
Seemingly bizarre coincidences.
Is Baron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey a real book from 1890? Because the same guy wrote a book called The Last President. I might as well. 1893 book, The Last President.
According to Wikipedia, the Baron Trump novels are two children's novels written in 1889 and 1893 by the American author and lawyer Ingersoll Lockwood.
Baron Trump novels, that's Trump's son's name, and it says, excuse me, one of his books was called The Last President. I mean, at some point, you got to quit saying everything's a coincidence. They're locking down your country. And everybody's on social media fussing and fighting over whether this is real or that's real, or do you know anybody that's sick, or this or that or that or this. I'm telling you, what you better be doing is learning the truth, because if you don't know the truth, you don't know Jesus, because Jesus is the truth. If Jesus said he was the truth, then if you don't know the truth, then you don't know Jesus. Jesus doesn't love everybody, and that's the truth. You got a fake, false Jesus. You got a false Jesus. Is what you got. That's what you got. You got a fake Jesus that loves everybody. Just like they've been running Hollywood since the day you were born, controlling everything on your tell you a vision. They call it programming, for you've been programmed. I can't even get into the fake science. That'd take forever. But it's called scientism. Go to that one, Shaking My Head Productions. Do a search. It won't work on your phone. You can't search YouTube on your phone. I mean, a certain YouTube channel, all the other videos. But if you go to a computer and go to a YouTube channel, they give you a little magnifying glass where you can just go to Shaking My Head Productions and key in the word scientism and start finding out how they run and control all that. You remember the stuff I used to post. So I think it pretty much cost me my last job. I mean, they didn't fire me or nothing, but they moved me. They moved me from PE, where I was graded highly effective, and moved me to an ESC department. Pretended they were going to go down to 2 PE coaches, so they moved another guy in who had more seniority, and he wasn't even a PE coach that year. And said, you got to go to, so they wanted me to go find another job, and the Lord allowed me to find another job. So, but yeah, so, you know, I quit putting a lot of the fake science stuff on my Facebook. I don't talk about it where I work. I don't talk about nothing where I work. I like the people I work with. I love the people I work with. But, you know, I've had to alter a lot. But once this whole thing started, there's a lot I have been saying that I hadn't said up until this began. And I'm sure the people I work with were like, what the heck is this? Who is this dude? So if y'all made it this far, I love y'all. I hope we can get back to school. But I think the storm is coming, and I think it's upon us. If things get right, get back to normal, it'll be for a short period of time. Short period of time. And then it'll go bad again. And then that'll be it. All right, love y'all. 54 minutes.